When a great genius appears in the world, you may know him by this sign, that the dunces are all in confederacy against him. It is useless to attempt to reason a man out of a thing he was never reasoned into. Every man desires to live long, but no man wishes to be old. We have just enough religion to make us hate, but not enough to make us love one another. Laws are like cobwebs, which may catch small flies, but let wasps and hornets break through. I never wonder to see men wicked, but too often wonder to see them not ashamed. Falsehood flies, and truth comes limping after it. That when men come to be undeceived, it is too late. The jest is over, and the tale hath had its effie. Like a man who hath thought of a good repartee, way the discourse is changed, or the company parted. O like a physician who hath found out. I cannot but conclude that the bulk of your natives to be the most pernicious race of little odious vermin that nature ever suffered to crawl upon the surface of the earth. Undoubtedly, philosophers are in the right when they tell us that nothing is great or little otherwise than by comparison. You should never be ashamed to admit you have been wrong. It only proves you are wiser today than yesterday. The tiny Lilliputian surmised that Gulliver's watch may be his god, because it is that which, he admits, he seldom does anything without consulting. And he gave it for his opinion, that whoever could make 2 ears of corn, or 2 blades of grass, to grow upon a spot of ground where only one grew before, would deserve better of mankind, and do more essential service to his country than the whole race of politicians put together. Satire is a sort of glass wherein beholders do generally discover everybody's face but their own, which is the chief reason for that kind reception it meets with in the world, and that so very few are offended with it. Difference in opinions has cost many millions of lives. For instance, whether flesh be bread, or bread be flesh, whether the juice of a certain berry be blood, or wine. I have ever hated all nations, professions, and community, and all my love is toward individuals. Instance, I hate the tribe of lawyers, but I love counselor, such a one, and judge such a one. So with physicians, I will not speak of my own trade soldiers, English, Scots, French, and the rest. That was excellently absurd, say I, when I read a passage in an author where his opinion agrees with mine. When we differ, there I pronounce him to be mistaken. We of this age have discovered a shorter and more prudent method to become scholars and wits, without the fatigue of reading or of thinking. If a man makes me keep my distance, the comfort is, he keeps his at the same time. The latter part of a wise person's life is occupied with curing the follies, prejudices, and false opinions they contracted earlier.